Good afternoon to you and welcome once again. It's Good Afternoon Ghana, and this is Good Afternoon. This is the afternoon program that we're looking at some areas within government policies, and today we're focusing on health, in the area of health. And that definitely has to do with specifically government's Agenda 111 policy that it actually launched. We'll have with us the government spokesperson on health to talk more about that, because recently we had a report where the information minister updated us that about 88 hospitals were in progress. And so I want to get into that area, that particular policy, and see how it is going. I want to have the updates from the government spokesperson on health. My name is Ania Fompo. You're welcome to Good Afternoon Ghana. Let's take a break. When we come back, I'll introduce a guest and we'll start talking. All right, you're welcome back to the program. It's Good Afternoon Ghana. Let me welcome my guest in the studio this afternoon. Is Dr. Anthony Insia Asare, who is the spokesperson for, the advisor to government on the area of health. Doctor, welcome. Good afternoon to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for making it with us in the studio. So before I get to him, there's a video that we want to play. Let's have that video first, and then we'll get into the discussion. Maybe it will take us into the stages of completion of the various projects that is under this particular policy, Agenda 111. Let's have that.
So we want to come around and come and see what is going on. And then also we've earmarked some projects we think can finish before the end of this year.
Officials from the Ministry of Information, from the Agenda 111 Implementation Secretariat, from Ghana Infrastructure Fund Health Division, and allied agencies are visiting all the Agenda 111 projects across the country. And the objective is to be able to, as promised, update Ghanaians where we are on each particular project. The projects are scoped into 8 different zones around the country. And zone by zone, we're going to be bringing Ghanaians an update of where we are on Agenda 111 and showing every person who is interested the amount of work that has been done so far.
So we came to come and see what is happening here, and then we'll go back, brief our principals what has happened here, the progress of work, where we have reached, and then the contractors will tell us exactly if they are ready to finish by the end of the year, and if there are any problems that any contractor is having, which will mitigate the completion of the first batch that we want to finish by the end of this year. The kind made in cheer free or Mampenny and not Danko Kufuado. The Abai in a titi na bear now me in and on Mampenina catcher say, young cock baby, I don't know one view baby, and a young country, baby, and you buy in and say, you could hear you manoa. My baby, see and you know, or first for my end. Till the Abai in and the free her. Near could hear you one day apostle.
Yampani for us, Papa. Jumadia Moody, and yet Coquom are dead. That's what Yaniahu, Lenny and Tasso, Oyamisham, Oyam.
We can't say anything than being so grateful to His Excellency the President, and we hope that the rate at which the contractors are going, he will be invited here to do the needful by way of commissioning this for us. More especially also is the employment opportunities that will be created for the youth. So it's a holistic project which I pray and so grateful to His Excellency the President.
Yeni ayan to work cry again and I bind DC hospital. And COVID fund in the G Yanko for can once and a shares. Into baby a sika buying with quite G, baby a sicano corner. Oh, Himaya Ibini. What have impressed all of us, the enthusiasm of Omaihne and the people. They were all here. This is the first site that we have seen the district assembly, the MP, the Omanhene and all the sub-chiefs coming to the site to follow us, to show interest in it. So my impression is that there's much improvement from last time we came here in September till today. And I'm very certain in my mind that this is one of the projects which will be completed by the end of this year. And we equip it for use by the people of Ofuase Achimansa.
Na yanso ya ye krado se bibi biara e bekoso wa ha a e de bone beba de de be sore etia na mom de e de nkonimidi e ne e kan ko beba no na nanu beboa.
We are at the accommodation area. Actually, the contract was awarded to DBS not long ago. Initially, it was with a contractor, which we had issues with him, so his contract has been terminated. Now, DBS came to the site, I think 2 weeks ago. They've started the foundation for all the buildings. Has been dug, the foundation is ongoing.
We are very much impressed with the work which has gone on here. All the 3 contractors are doing well. The initial challenges, as the consultant said, was the terrain of the land. If you look at the external work that they are doing, there are some rocks that they encounter. They have to break the rocks and then excavate the rocks and fill it so that they can get the levels that they need. But so far, so good. It's running very well.
The progress of work so far, when it comes to Brim South, we've completed almost 55%. So we are assuring the people of Eastern Region that by the end of 15th December, we will hand this project to them.
What can you get Nana Adodankwa Egufado? You don't have to be the initiated them project after Faso Amago Central na go mine na Can Francisco. Yankupon Shamo wo Jumasona Moye Amagana mine.
And this is not only just achieving universal health coverage, but quality universal health coverage. This is a 60-bed hospital. It's a state-of-the-art, fit-for-purpose district hospital as a first referral center for all the health needs of this district.
You're welcome back. So you saw, in the video, the presidential advisor on health, Dr. Insia Sari, with the team going through all the zones. Is that all the zones you visited or some?
Yeah, these are some of the zones. There are 8 zones in all. So we visited 33 sites of 54 sites of the 4 zones. We visited all the 11 zones in zone 2, which comprises
11 sites in zone 1.
In zone 2.
In zone 2.
Zone 2 is in Central Region, Eastern Region, and Western Region. We have visited all zone 2, and we visited all the sites in zone 8, which is mainly in Ashanti Region. The only site in zone 8 that we didn't visit is the Ahafo Regional Hospital site, which is yet to begin. There's 17 sites in zone 8. So we went to all the 16 sites. And then we visited 3 of the 14 sites in Zone 3, which are mainly in Greater Accra and then 2 in Eastern Region. And then 3 sites in Zone 4. Zone 4 is partly in Greater Accra, 3 sites in Greater Accra, and then some in Oti region, and then also in Bron East region. So we'll be going to all these regions, but we will finish all the 8 zones by the middle of September this year. And then after that, we sit down and we shall also let the media and then the people of this country know how the sites are going, what sites that we can finish by the end of the year, and the sites, another batch will finish by the first quarter of next year. We are hoping that by latest the second quarter of next year, all the sites, the 89 sites or 88 sites that have started will all finish. But going around also, for example, in Zone 8 and then Zone 3, we're able to also solve some of the problems that we had, which have prevented the sites from starting. For example, we went to Adeso. We've gone to now settle how the building will be, what type of building will go on the Adeso land. They finish the excavation and the grading of the land, and the contractors will start work as soon as possible. When we went to Zone 8, we also visited Mantema, Sokore Mampon, Kwabnakwao in Obuasi East, and Adanse Akrofrum, which had serious topographical issues. We sorted it out, and the contractors will be going on site to finish. The main problem of the sites which have not started, one, is because of maybe size of the land. The architectural design that we have fits on about 15-acre land. But we realize there are some areas we cannot get a 15-acre land, especially in the metropolis. So we've decided to do a double stack building, which the architectural drawings have been completed. The bills of quantities have been completed. We've sent it to PPA for approval because the prices will change slightly for double stack compared to single stack building. And the contractors have been asked to come and sign new contracts so that they can move to site. So once we are moving around, we are also solving all these problems so that as many of them which have not started can start. We are hoping that those which will start within this quarter of the year, within 15 to 18 months, they can finish. Now we know all the issues that confronted the start of the job. So those who are starting, about the 12 or so or 14 sites that we are starting late, we know exactly what the problems are, and the contractors can go very quickly to also put up the building. So that's how it is.
Issues, does it include funding?
No, it doesn't include funding. Funding has not been an issue so far as this construction work is concerned. If you ask any of the contractors who is doing the job, they know that when they bring their certificates, they are paid. There's a special purpose vehicle at Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, GIF, where we have incorporated a special purpose vehicle called the Health GIF. So the contractors, the consultants are paid through that type of special purpose vehicle. So funding is not a problem. The problem were 3. 1, no site. There are some places that we don't have site at all, especially in the Accra metropolis. And 2, the size of the land that we were given was not up to the 15-acre land. And now that even we're having the double stack, which we need about 7.5 acre of land and above, some of them are having issues. And the 3rd one is the topography of the place. When you encounter rocks,
site. The size of the site giving.
The size of the site giving, and also the topography of the place.
So Greater Accra had that problem?
Yeah, mainly in the Accra metropolis, not Greater Accra per se, but Accra metropolis, because the ones in Sege and the one in Pram Pram are all going on very well. And then we have one in Sotium, which is also ongoing. The others, like in Ayawaso West, which they are putting at where the prisons are, the land was slightly smaller than what we needed. So it's going to be double stack. In Gracie Amanfro is going to be double stack. Medina, we had issues of the land litigation, which we have sorted out. Adenta has now gotten a land near part of the land of the Animal Health Science Division. And that's where the problem is, and then we are sorting it one after the other.
The Greater Accra, why is there a site? It's a Greater Accra metropolis, right?
Yes.
Why is it a site problem? Because as it stands now, we still have the La General Hospital.
La is not part of Agenda 111.
It's not.
No.
But we brought down the La General Hospital with the purpose of building.
Yes, because the Ministry of Health went to for special funding for La. Unfortunately, I understand that one of the facilities which was giving the financing withdrew, and then the other one could not do it alone. But His Excellency the President have asked us and directed us to add it as one of Agenda 111. Already there's a contractor on site, so the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, and the Office of the President in charge of Agenda 111. We have sat down together and we are trying to solve the problem, any contractual issues, funding issues, to make sure that we can fit Agenda 111 on the very small land that they have there. The land there is very small.
When you say small, what size do you require that you don't have?
We require, if it's double stack, about 7.5 acres plus. The site there is not up to 7.5 acres, so we have to add maybe another stack to it so that it can fit the 100-bed this municipal hospital that we are putting in some places in the Agenda 111. So that is so far what Lela is. But we are working around the clock.
The La General Hospital site is what size, the land?
If my memory serves me right, I think it's about 5 acres or so. It's a very small size. It's where the La Polyclinic was before. So if we want to do anything meaningful, to have the same number of beds that we are having in some municipalities, then we have to go not double stack, maybe 3 or 4 stack building. And that's the consultants are doing they finished the drawings, they've shown to us, we are discussing it. But more importantly, and the most important thing is that we have to solve issues of the present contractor who is on site, so that we make sure that if he wants...
Who is not working currently?
Yeah, because I think he has started something there, but maybe he has hoarded the place. It's also part of construction. If you hoard the place and maybe you start excavating, it's all part of it. So we have to make sure that everything is done, and we are working very closely around the clock to make sure that we sort that problem. But
this one, I will ask you to respond to it. How did you advise the President on bringing down La General Hospital?
Yeah, because there was funding. It went to Parliament and everything.
So you advised the President?
I'm coming. It's the Ministry of Health which is doing this. It's not the President who went and demolished the building. Maybe so. Don't go in that direction. When there's funding, and then the contractor is ready to move to site, he moves to site. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened in La. But for one reason or the other, and you know what is happening globally in the world, there are issues. So we are trying to find a solution to La. And that's the solution that His Excellency the President have asked us to find, so that we can let La Hospital construction continue.
And because I hope you'll understand, if you're expecting maybe a land not less than 7.5 acre piece, and you have a 5 acre piece,
that's why I said that.
It shouldn't be so much of a problem.
That's why I said that.
Adopt it as part of the Agenda 111 policy.
We are adopting it as Agenda 111 policy.
Yes, but it has taken quite a while. I mean,
I think you didn't get what explanation I was trying to give.
Which is why I'm struggling.
It's not over. We can't do this in over one day. We have to sit down, work it out, look at how much it will cost, so that it doesn't disrupt whatever Agenda 111 is all about. And it's a process, and we will get to the end of the process as quickly as possible.
How soon? Because the people are always calling us.
Very soon. So people should be very patient, and it will be done. Okay,
at least give us a period within this year.
Yes, it will be done this year. It will by all means start within this year. So, but I can't give you a date.
It will or it will be completed.
No, this year is about 6 months to go. So you can't complete a building within 6 months, unless it's your house. Even your house, you can't complete within.
You may.
Within
you
1 year.
Never know. Since under Agenda 111, we already have the funding. You never know.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that have patience. When we have finished all the negotiations and what is supposed to be done there, we will let the good people of this country know.
It's patience.
So if now there's a resident in La watching you, what will you tell him? Or her?
That we are absorbing La under Agenda 111. That is what we have instructed to do, and it will be done. That's what I'll tell the one who is watching me.
So apart from the Greater Accra area, which areas again do we have the no site or size of site or topography? Well, those with topographic problems, you're solving it.
Yeah,
right?
topographic problems were where we have mountainous areas like Adeso. We sorted it out. Like Adansia Krofrom has been sorted out. Bantama had a very slightly smaller land, but because of the double stack that we are doing, has been sorted out. As a Koremampon, we've had a land now that has sorted out the issue. So, and then part of, as we've spoken about Greater Accra, and so with this, I think we are almost through with all the land issues, apart from areas within Greater Accra where there are no land that we are still trying to find land.
And then you said you've actually visited the Ashanti region.
Yes, we've gone through Ashanti region.
But one site.
Yes, but one side which is in Ahafo, that's the regional hospital. Maybe I have to quickly talk about regional hospitals. There are 7 regional hospitals. 2 of them is being handled by Ministry of Health. As we speak now, there's one regional hospital, a new regional hospital in Western region, which has started in Takoradi. The other one is in Dambai in Uti, which the ministry will also going through funding processes to also start it. The other 5 are in the other 5 new regions, which is also going through the process of procurement, because the regional hospitals and the redevelopment of Accra Psychiatric Hospital is through external funding. And that one has to go through cabinet, parliament for approval before it starts. And the processes have started. So very soon that one will start. But all the 101 district hospitals are Ghana government funded projects, plus the 2 regional psychiatric hospitals, one in the Middle Belt in Onwe, in the Joso municipality, and the other one in Tamale. They've also all started. So this is how the project is going on.
You know the MP for Anyanso Tom constituency? Honorable Adumakukisi.
Yes, I know him.
He says he's watching you. So, good afternoon to you. I just hope...
The Anyanso Otium also is going on nicely.
It's going on nicely?
Yes, we visited Anyanso Otium, I think 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
It's within zone 2. It's within zone 4, so we have visited there already. The contractors are working, and they are working very, very nicely.
What level are they?
Anyanso Otium is I think about 50% completion.
50%?
Above 50%
Above 50%.
completion. Yes.
Okay, that's almost completed. Okay, let's pick on the number of hospitals, at least the images that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So we have in zone 2, we have Chifuhiman 58.9%.
Yes.
Chifuhiman. When last was this captured?
Where?
When last was it captured?
Yes. We went there 2 weeks, I think a week ago.
So this was a week ago?
Yeah.
So it's almost around the same percentage. Okay, so Ewutu Senya is 55.5%.
Yes, we went there also around the same time.
Okay. For producers, if you can just put them up. Zone 2 of Fuase, 56.9%.
Yes.
And then we also have Asene Manso, 55.4%. Okay. Producer, can you put them up for us? Asene Manso is 55.4%. And Asene South, 60.3%.
Yeah.
Asene North, 52.3%. What can you say about the Asene North constituency? I mean, Asene North zone, it's under the zone 2.
Yeah, Asene North is in zone 2. We were there a week before the election because we were going around that time. And that's a site that we made some commentary on it. Because one of the contractors didn't take up the job. A new contractor was sent there. And when we went there, he has spent only about a week or 2. And the amount of work he has done was so marvelous. So Asene North is going on very well. And we are hoping that Asene North, the construction will be completed by the end of the year.
It will be completed when?
By the end of the year.
You know, because of the what has just happened, people...
The contractors are still on site. The contractors are on site. You see, if you go there, it's by the roadside, the Kumasi Cape Coast Road. When you are coming from Cape Coast, it's on the right-hand side. Before you reach Asembriku, the contractors are still on site. Nobody has left site. This work has been going on before the by-elections. So I don't know what people are talking about. So if anybody in Asinov can call in and tell us that their contractors are not on site, I will challenge the person.
Okay.
Because I was in Asinov a week before the election. I was there on Saturday before the election. I was there on Sunday before the election. And work was going on, even on Saturday. There are some of the contractors who are working double shift in Asinov. There's one who is doing the accommodation who went there only 2 weeks ago and is working double shift to catch up with the other 2 contractors. So work is going on in Asinov.
Well, this is part of government's main policies, so I guess they also deserve their share, not so?
Yes.
Then we have Mpoho, 54.0% for the Mpoho completion. Under Zone 2 as well, Ahanta was 59.2%. Zone 2, Akim Swedru, 57.0%. Aguna and Saba, 51.5%. Complete, I mean. And then still under Zone 2, Gomwa Central, 63.5%.
That work they will finish it even before the end of the year. It's going on very, very fast.
Gomwa Central.
At Gomwa Central. They are doing even plastering.
Why is it going on fast as compared to other?
Yeah, it depends on the strength. You see, every contractor works in a different way. So there are some contractors who have taken a lot of people. They have a lot of materials. After you finish the substructure, this work is only one story. It goes very, very fast. So if you see 63%, they say they will finish in October or November. What is left to be done is a lot of percentage in, for example, the external works. And it makes it very easy to be finished and be equipped with medical equipment.
Right. The Abomosu is 50.0%.
Yeah, Abomosu is in Zone 3.
Zone 3,
yes. It's also going on very nicely and fast.
Okay. Then we have, still under Zone 3, Apeguso. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, Apeguso is in near Atimpuku. In Ayensuan. Oh, no, it's near Atimpuku on the near. Where is Atimpuku is in Eastern region.
Yes.
Yeah.
How is the plan like? Because what I'm seeing here, the Apegusu one, how's the plan like?
The plan is the same plan. But the Apegusu is 60-bed hospital.
60 bed.
Yeah. The number of beds, other 100 or 60 beds, comes with the same equipment, set of equipment. It's only the number of beds, which any hospital can add more beds if you like, because there's spacing in the beds. So the number of beds is not very important than what goes into the hospital. The function of the hospital is more important than the number of beds.
Let me cut in here and find out. These zones and sites that we've chosen, are they flood-free areas or flood-prone areas?
Yes, we check all those things. If there's any river crossing the land will not be taken. It's a flood-free zone. And we make sure that the land is a bit flat. That's why we do a lot of excavation and grading. And the building is such a way that there's a lot of free airflow inside the hospital. In fact, if you have followed us to go to the hospital, you realize that all the hospitals have a courtyard, a sitting area of green area where patients who are better or who are well, about to be discharged, can come out there for fresh air and walk around. And the hospitals are not like one big building that everybody is inside. But it's spaced out. It has butterfly roofing where light can throw well into the buildings and everything. So you've taken into consideration, the architects took into consideration the everything concerned with healing, and also make sure that the environment is conducive for a proper hospital and healing. That's why I always say that this is a fit for purpose hospital, and the equipment going into the hospital is one of the best, state of the art, and is going to be a very good hospital. And we are hoping that The people who will go to manage the hospital will make sure that planned preventive maintenance is well taken care of, so that the hospital lasts a long time for the use of the good people of the district.
Which is a big problem we have in this country.
Yes.
We spend a lot of money to put up infrastructure, and then maintenance become a problem. I mean, Kolebu almost is an eyesore today. We're not sure what goes on in Kolebu. Other hospitals the same. When it rains and there's floods, almost all emergency rooms are gutted with flood waters. And yet we are spending money to put up new hospitals, and there are old hospitals that have
Yes,
problems.
I've run hospitals before. I've run hospital from district, regional to a teaching hospital. You know that I was once in charge of Konfanoji Teaching Hospital. You see, maintenance, planned preventive maintenance should be one of the culture of anybody who is running a hospital. So that we don't sit down for the hospital to run down before the deteriorate to extend that we have to replace especially the building.
Yeah.
You need to paint it once a while. If anything spoils, there are maintenance crew in the hospital. What is important is that you budget very well and have enough money for maintenance. It's very, very important that you maintain the building and the equipment so that it lasts long. And this is the culture that we want to introduce, especially for this type of buildings that we are putting all over the country. You know, this hospital, Agenda 111, is in the 16 regions. Every region has at least not less than 3. If you add a district hospital, regional hospital, about 4. So it's in every region. There are 7 in Volta region, I think 5 in Oti. There are 4 in Western North. There are about 16 in Ashanti region. There are about 7 in Northern region, and everywhere where there's no district hospital, one of these hospitals is there. So after completion of all these hospitals, we will be in a country where every district will have a first primary referral center. You know, if you look at our health systems in this country, we have a 5-tier health system. We have the basic health services, which is at the community level, what we call the CHIPS. It's mainly for weighing and then the prevention of diseases, and then that's where we also base our immunizations, and when there's anything about prevention, that's where we do, and health promotion. Then we have the sub-district level where we have the health centers, polyclinics, and then maternity homes. And then the next important tier is the first primary referral center. That's a district hospital. So if you are in a district where you don't have a proper district hospital, there may be a population of about 140,000 people without any doctor in that district, unless maybe there are private hospitals around the place, maybe in the metropolis and then municipalities. But the pure district, rural districts, if there is no proper district hospital there will be no doctor there. If there's a health center, then you have a physician assistant, and maybe midwives and nurses. So we want to have every district, the 260 districts, will have at least a hospital where is the first referral center for the patients. So not everybody moves from the district to Kolebu or to Konfanochi or to Fiekwanta Hospital. So you know where to go first.
The first referral is a third stage.
It's a district hospital. And then the secondary referral center is the regional hospitals. That's the reason why we are trying to put regional hospitals in all the 6 new regions. And also, we want to give Western region a befitting regional hospital and convert Ifekwanta, which is ongoing now, into also a proper metropolitan hospital and maybe a specialized hospital. And then we have the tertiary hospitals. That's the 5th tier, which are the teaching hospitals, University of Ghana Medical Center, and then maybe Bank Hospital here we have in Accra. So this is the system that we are running in this country. And what we are doing now of Agenda 111 is to fill in where there was a gap. There was a huge gap. When we did ask the Ghana Health Service to go around to give us what is happening now, there were 88 districts without any district hospital. 88 out of the 260. That's why, if you remember, at first we were talking about Agenda 88. Yeah. But later on we realized that we should add the regional hospitals. We should also add, there are some districts which are so far apart that we have to, if you put a district hospital in one area, the others cannot access it. So some of them got another hospital in addition. And also, we also realize and advise His Excellency the President that in this country, all the psychiatric or mental hospitals were down south. One in Ankafu and then 2 in Accra. That's Accra Psychiatric Hospital, which was built in 1914 or thereabout. And then Pantan Hospital. So anybody who wants, especially our nursing students and medical students and others, if you want to do any practical training in mental health services, you have to come down to either Ankafu or Pantan or Accra Psychiatric Hospital. Accra Psychiatric Hospital was so much congested that it wasn't serving its purpose. So His Excellency said that we should add mental health service to whatever we are doing. So we decided to put one regional or zonal psychiatric hospital in the middle belt. That's the one in Onwe, in the Ejoso municipality. And another one also for the northern belt, which is in Tamale, which is all have started and the construction is going on. So that students, nursing students, medical students, or other students don't travel all the way from Jirapa to Ankafo for their clinical training in mental health. And then we can then have places where we can refer mental health patients, even though all hospitals in this country will leave a few beds for mental patients. But if you need to do specialized nursing care, that's where we have to go and do it. And then we decided to also to add Accra Psychiatric Hospital to what we are doing to redevelop Accra Psychiatric Hospital into a state-of-the-art proper referral psychiatric hospital in this country.
So what has happened to the Accra? It was a stage.
Accra Psychiatric Hospital and the other 5 regional hospitals or 6 regional hospitals is going through procurement processes because it's external funding and we need to go through the normal processes.
How long is that going to take? Accra Psychiatric Hospital has been, in a frustrated situation for...
You agree with me that if it was not the recent IMF that we are going through the processes, it could have been completed by now. But now that the IMF processes have ended, we are sure that the Ministry of Finance will push it to Parliament and then it will be passed and then we get funders to come and start developing Accra Psychiatric Hospital and the other regional hospitals.
Let's deal with the issue of these contractors that had their contracts terminated, 3 of them, not so. What exactly happened?
Yes, if you look at how the contract was given, some sites have 4 contractors doing different types of the buildings. There are about, I think, 23 or 26 buildings in all. Some are doing 13, some are doing 7, some are doing 2, some are doing the accommodation. So if a contractor, according to the contract that they signed, is not performing, the consultants, there are 8 zonal consultants. Yeah. The consultants will engage them, give them warnings, and if they don't, they reply the warning. If they don't, they continue to do what they are doing, and they are not performing, then we are taking off. So these 3 contractors, so we haven't gone around, we haven't finished the rounds. I'm sure these 3 contractors are the first phase of our monitoring. We may get 1 or 2 more because we know the people that are not performing, but we won't shy away for terminating the contract of any contractor using the normal procedures that are used in any contract. So that's why the 3 contractors, the contract were terminated, and we already have re-awarded to new contractors to go on site to go and work.
That's what I heard. That new contractors.
And the most important thing is that every contractor who started work was given 10% mobilization. In all, for the whole contract, the whole project is about 287 or so contractors. Anyone who has started work had 10% mobilization. And there's a performance bond before you are paid the mobilization. So the country will not lose anything. If you don't perform to 10%, you fall on the bond. In fact, some of them who have been terminated, they've done maybe more than 10%. So if it's the project which you have to refund some money to them. So there will be no problem. There's not going to be any causing judgment debt or causing financial loss to the state. No. It's all taken care of.
So these 287 contractors is costing the nation how much?
If you look at the cost, I think we have come out with the cost of the whole construction. As I said, they are in 2 categories. There's one which is funded fully by Ghana government, And as we said, every contract cost about $17 million. And if you look at it, that's the one that the Ghana government funding is straight from Ghana government funding, 70 million per site. So if you multiply it out, you know how much it costs. And then there's other costs. The ones that we are doing external funding also has some cost to it. 160 beds for every regional hospital. And then the Accra Psychiatric Hospital is 220 beds. The regional psychiatric hospital is 90-bed hospital.
So we need a clearer breakdown. If we have about $17 million for a project or one of them.
Yeah, that's plus equipment.
Plus equipment. But some are about 60 beds, some are 100 beds.
Yes, so I say averagely.
Averagely.
Yes, so the 60 bed is it's about 11 million per site. And then the 100 beds about 12.6 or so million per site for the construction. But the equipment for all the district hospitals is for about 4 million. That's the budget per site. So if you add all, it's about 16.8. So you run it off to about 17 million. Because there will be some variation here and there, which has to be paid for. So that's how.
But the variation shouldn't be so wide.
Yeah, that's why that's why we've run it up to 17 million. And I can tell you that this is the one of the best value for money hospitals that we are putting up. At a cost of 17 million. You can go out and ask how much previous hospitals cost. And then you can come back and then compare. I don't want to tell you.
But the value for money would depend on the benefits of it, really. You know, earlier we discussed the issue of maintenance that has become a problem. We built good hospitals and we're running them down. We're actually watching them deteriorate.
The benefit...
I don't even know how you feel, seeing some hospitals go through some challenges that they shouldn't, be going through at this point in time.
Yes, what I feel sad. Because as I said, I have run hospitals before, so right. I know hospitals are run. If you do properly budget for what the hospital yearly budgeting, and then you put money aside for maintenance, you always get some money to maintain the structure, especially the structure. Maybe equipment, very heavy equipment, very costly equipment, yes, government buys it. But what I say every time is that if somebody is running his private hospital, he normally maintains the hospital. So if you are running the same type of hospital, even though you may not be able to charge the same amount that the person charges, at least we should try as much as possible to run a hospital and break even. And that is what we want to let people know.
You're a government advisor on health. These are, pitches that you can pitch to the president. When it comes to maintenance culture, we cannot sit and assume that, because we're talking about maintenance culture, hospital management will actually do it as expected. So we probably must have a plan. We probably must have, some guidance or rules or law that will just bind us to make sure that every 3 months, every hospital should be painted. Every 3 months, every, clinic should go through this. Do you get the picture I'm trying to paint?
Yes, but I'm sure you are aware that I've also been the Director General of Ghana Health Service before.
Yes.
So I know about this.
Yes.
There is an estate unit in every region. There is an estate department in the Ghana Health Service. So every region and every big hospital has an estate department as well. That's why I said that the most important thing is funds. So it's a matter of doing a proper budget and making sure that there's some money for these things to be done.
Who doing the budget? The government or the estate unit?
The hospital management. They do the budget for the year.
So this
and
estate
they make sure
unit
that
is with every hospital management?
Yes. The big hospitals have estate departments.
So, Doc, what do you think is
the
going on?
The regions have regional estate departments.
Right.
What I'm saying is that most of the things, sometimes if the thing is beyond the estate, they have to give it out for contract. But the point is that if you have a planned preventive maintenance, proper one in place, that's what we are trying to make sure that every region does. And the regions are doing it. They do planned preventive maintenance. But sometimes the buildings are so much deteriorated that
they are not doing it.
Oh, you go to some of the hospitals, they are doing well.
Doc, they are not doing it.
Some hospitals are doing very well.
So Kolebu Teaching Hospital is doing it?
I said some hospitals are doing very well.
So Kolebu is doing it?
I said some hospitals are doing well.
Is Kolebu doing it?
That one is up to Kolebu. Kolebu is a semi-autonomous hospital. They have a board, they have everything.
Are they doing
so if they are not doing it and they are listening to us,
Doc, I want
they
you
should
to
put.
answer whether they are doing it or they are not doing it.
See, either
Are
they
they
are
doing
doing
it?
it or not.
From what you
But
see.
I know Kolebu has an estate department.
Yes, are they doing their work?
Yes, the management is working.
As you see Kolebu as it is now.
I said the management is working. So
We-
don't push me to the wall.
We can all see
They are
what
listening to us.
Yes,
And I'm
and-
sure they have their own peculiar problems. But I think that is the way to go.
That's a which
So
way to go. The Kolebu management.
To put maintenance into your
And are they doing? Are you
system.
happy with what is happening at Kolebu when it comes to maintenance?
I'm also not
Management.
too happy with we are placing. Do you have maintenance agreement, maintenance program here? I can come here and say that I'm not agree, but they are doing it within their distance, and I'm sure they are looking for funding to continue to do a very complete maintenance in their place. So let's leave it like that, and then we move forward.
Doc, let me pick a few questions. Someone says that. Good afternoon, Annie. Please, can you kindly ask Doc when they are going to start the foundation of Northeast Regional Hospital?
I think maybe if you listen to me very well,
Yes.
I said the regional hospitals are going through processes of procurement. So it has to go through Parliament for Parliament approval, and then it will start.
Good afternoon, Annie. Can you tell Doc that no regional hospital has been completed? Well, that's what he just answered. He says that in the Western North, no new hospital has been completed. He should advise us on the status of the 500-bed military hospital in Afari, Ashanti region.
Yes, that is almost completed, and it will be completed very soon and handed over.
What's the
for.
percentage?
I was coming to talk about Agenda 111 today, but I know that it's about 98 or so percent. It's only a few jobs which have to be done. Equipment has been placed, and the training on the equipment, testing of the equipment has been done. So very soon it will be commissioned for the use of the military. It's under the Ministry of Defense.
Defense. Yeah, because it's a military hospital. Okay. Good afternoon, Annie. I'm interested in the conversation. Please, Doc, about the posting of nurses. Okay, that's he said he's not here to. He was about Agenda 111.
No, what's the posting of nursing?
But let me just ask. He says that about the posting of nurses because we now have 3 batches in the house. Okay, and they are still giving admission. Why are we suffering staying in the house? I'm Yao AJ from Buenim.
Yeah, very soon, because of Agenda 111, a lot of hospitals will be open, and we will employ a lot of the nurses who are at home.
That's like next
But
year.
as we are speaking now,
That's next year. And
yes, as we are speaking now, nurses are being posted now as we are speaking. Those who finish, I think, the batch of 2019 who did the exams in 2020 are being posted now. So the next batch will be those who finish in
2020.
They were 2019 batch. I don't know what they call the batch, but those who did their exams, other referrals or main exams in 2020, as we speak now, they are being posted. And those who did the main exam in 2020, that I think they took the exam somewhere in the third quarter, or 2020 was a COVID period.
Yes.
So they took the exams, I think, in December 2020, and did their national service in 2021. So they will be the next batch that are going to be employed. Government employs according to what is in the budget. And I know somebody is going to ask that there are a lot of nurses leaving the country, so how we are doing? They are going to also fill in all the, that we call it wastage. That's the people who have left, people who have retired and everything. I think they are doing compilation of a lot of the nurses who have left the system so far, so that they can fill in the gap with those who are at home. So what I will tell my nurses that they should all be patient, and each one of them will be needed and employed to fill in the gap to also man all the Agenda 111 sites. We have done the planning for the human resources together with Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service. So every hospital, we know the number of nurses, the number of doctors, the number of pharmacists and other health professionals, and other paramedicals and the non-health professionals who will be working in that hospital. And we have given it over, and we are discussing it with the Ministry of Finance to be able to give that type of financial clearance in the next budget, because so that we can fill in all the gaps. If you can
assure us for us to have another session probably next week on the nurses and doctors issue, I think one of it was what was raised, allowance issues as well. If we can have a session on that.
What's the issue of allowance?
We will raise it. We will raise it when you come next week.
Okay, we'll do
So
that. I'll be keen to do that.
Great.
I mean,
great.
Yes, we need all the nurses, we need all the doctors and everything. And the way we are training our nurses and doctors, also all the Agenda 111 is also going to assist us to open up the training. Because if you are our training, health professionals training is not only theoretical, it's both theoretical and practical. So if you have a lot of hospitals which are well equipped, then we get a lot of places to train our health professionals so that we can even compete with other people in the world. And that is, to me, a way of also trying to make sure that we do a proper thing by doing proper way of sending nurses out to go there, go and gain more experience, and they come and another batch will go, and that one will benefit the country.
And come back to help us.
Yes, because if you do it properly, there will be they will go. Somebody will go for 4 years, come back. If a few of them will not come back anyway, but you cannot also force anybody not to travel. Right. So if you want to travel, and we are training more, and we get more to employ, then you have other people that we can also a range of other countries where they are not having nurses to take our nurses.
Okay, this one says that, Annie, please, when will the only theatre block in War Memorial Hospital in Navrongo be completed? Nelson from Navrongo. War Memorial Hospital. I think Doc will check on that, right?
Yeah, no war, it's in Navrongo.
Yes. But you know the state of...
I haven't checked on that.
So we'll get
I don't know who the contractor is and what the source of funding is. So it has to be checked up.
But please check.
But Ghana Health Service can easily check it up and inform you.
No, they will inform you and you tell us. Good afternoon, Annie. Metro TV, please, where can we find this Agenda 111 hospitals in the Upper East region? Upper East region, Barnabas Apoya from Bolga.
Upper East region. I think I can give him straight away what we can find the Upper East regional hospitals. Upper East, off my head, we have one in Paga. There's one in Zuarungo. Mm-hmm. There's one in Nangode. There's one in Garu. There's one in Timpani. There's one in Brusa.
Okay.
That's a Fumsi.
Okay.
So there are about 5 or 6 in Upper East region.
Okay. Okay, so that's your answer. Annie, please ask the presidential advisor the definition of percentage completion is. Does it include furnishing, purchase, and installation of equipment, etc.? What does 50% completion mean, for instance? So it simply means, I'm not going to bother him, it just means that...
It's a construction.
It's
completion, yes. And it means construction. Equipment will be put in. I think he's thinking about it. You see, if you go there now, even next week or so, we are starting the piping for oxygen in most of the hospitals, which have gone to about 50% plus. So that's what it means.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a presidential advisor on health, Dr. Insia Asare, coming through to give us some updates on the Agenda 111. So we'll be following through also to bring you some more updates. As and when we can go with them onto the sites, we will also visit. I think the last time we tried to get some, videos and information from them. As and when we'll bring you some more updates on that. Doc, assure us that you're coming next week for the nurses and the issues coming up in that area as well.
Yes, I'll check my schedule.
Assured. Dr. Nsiasare, thank you for speaking to us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. My name is Ania Fompofo, so that's all we have for you this afternoon. Entertainment Review is next.